Hi there and welcome to today's short video. My name is Marsha Fraser and I'm the registered Canadian immigration consultant at Crossing Oceans Immigration Services. This video is just a quick recap on Express Entry, and hopefully by the end of it you will have a better understanding about what Express Entry is all about and if it is a suitable immigration option for you. Express Entry is an online system used by the Government of Canada to manage permanent residency applications. This system is used to select qualified applicants out of a pool of candidates using a point-based system. Your Express Entry profile indicates to the Canadian government that you are interested in becoming a permanent resident. Having an Express Entry profile does not guarantee that you will become a permanent resident or receive an invitation to apply. The Express Entry system consists of different programs. You need to be eligible for at least one of these programs before you can create an Express Entry profile. The three main programs are Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, and Federal Skilled Trade Program. The system will automatically place your profile in the program or programs you are eligible for. The process consists of a few steps. The first step is to find out if you are eligible for one of the programs we listed in the previous slide. If you are eligible for one of the programs, it is recommended that you use Canada's online tool to get an estimate of your Comprehensive Ranking System score, better known as the CRS score. Compare the score to the scores in the latest invitations to apply. If your score is much lower than the recent invitations to apply, then the chances of getting an invitation to apply are low. If your score is in a similar range or higher, then you stand a good chance of getting an invitation to apply for permanent residency. Should you decide to create an Express Entry profile, the next step would be to get the necessary documents ready to be able to create your profile. Once you have these documents, you can fill out your profile. Your Express Entry profile is active within a few hours after submitting it. It is valid for 1 year. At this stage, you will need to wait for an invitation to apply. It is only once you receive an invitation to apply that you can apply for permanent residency. While you are waiting for an invitation to apply, you could stand a chance of getting noticed by one of Canada's provinces. Some provinces look within the Express Entry pool and send potential candidates notifications of interest. If this happens to you, you will need to send a separate application to that province. If your application is approved by the province, you will receive a provincial nomination certificate which adds 600 points to your CRS score. This means that your CRS score should be high enough to receive an invitation to apply for permanent residency. The Express Entry programs each have their own eligibility criteria. These are all based on language skills, level of work experience, amount of work experience, education, and job offer. Proof of funds is needed for the Federal Skilled Worker Program as well. The amount needed depends on your family size. We'll compare the eligibility criteria between the programs next. We'll look at the language requirements first. The required language skills must be in English or French. The Federal Skilled Worker Program requires CLB 7 in each language ability for all eligible occupations. Occupations in Tier 0 or 1 require a CLB 7 for Canadian Experience Class, while a CLB 5 is sufficient for Tier 2 or 3 occupations. Federal Skilled Trade Program requires CLB 5 for speaking and listening and CLB 4 for reading and writing. The CLB requirements need to be met for each language ability, which is speaking, writing, listening, and reading. The overall CLB score for your test should not be used to determine eligibility. The level of work experience is based on Canada's NOC tier category system. This system classifies all occupations into different tier levels according to the skills levels and education needed for the occupations. There are 6 categories in the tier system, known as Tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tier 0 covers managerial positions with extensive expertise and knowledge. Tier 1 covers occupations that usually require a bachelor's degree or higher. Tier 2 and 3 apply to occupations, usually trades that require either post-secondary education or apprenticeship training or on-the-job training. Occupations that fall under Tier 4 and 5 are not eligible for Express Entry. The amount of work experience for the Federal Skilled Worker Program needs to be a minimum of 1 year of continued work in your primary occupation within the last 10 years. The primary occupation refers to the occupation that you want to base your permanent residency application on. Canadian Experience Class requires a minimum of 1 year's Canadian work experience within the last 3 years. If the work experience falls outside of the 3-year period, you will not qualify for this program, although the work experience will still contribute towards your CRS score as long as it's within the last 10 years. Trades applicants need to have 2 years' worth of work experience in the last 5 years. A job offer is not required for the Federal Skilled Worker Program or Canadian Experience Class. A job offer can, however, contribute 50 or 200 points towards your CRS score depending on your occupation. In most cases, a valid job offer must be supported by a labour market impact assessment, or better known as an LMIA. Applicants that fall under the Federal Trades Program can have a job offer, or if they do not have a job offer, must have a Canadian Certificate of Qualification. There are no education requirements to qualify for Canadian Experience Class or Federal Skilled Trade Program. If you do have secondary education or higher, it is recommended that you have the credential assessed, as education could add up to 150 points towards your CRS score. This excludes additional transferability points of up to 100 points depending on the combination of your language skills, work experience, and education. A minimum of secondary school is needed for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Over and above the general eligibility factors we mentioned, applicants who plan to apply under the Federal Skilled Worker Program need to check if they score a minimum of 67 points on a 100-point grid. If you fall short on the points grid, then you won't qualify for this program, even if you meet the other eligibility criteria. Language skills and education contribute the most points, up to 28 and 25 points respectively. 15 points are awarded for work experience. Age, you get up to 12 points, and a job offer and adaptability up to 10 points each. So if you've just listened to this video and you have determined that you are not eligible for one of the programs, don't despair. Canada has got many available immigration pathways. As a registered immigration consultant, it is my duty to find the most efficient way for you and your family to immigrate to Canada. So if you'd like to find out about other immigration options, please book a consultation with myself. If you want to explore immigration options fully, then the 60-minute consultation is recommended. If you want to talk about something specific, like a specific provincial nomination program, work permits or study permits, for instance, then the half-an-hour option should be sufficient. I hope to meet you online soon. Trust that this video was helpful.